We started to write Keep the Faith. It was originally titled Revenge. It was a song that tells a story not only of something like the band coming and staying together, but of the world really in this day and age.
This is obviously Bon Jovi making their mark into the 90s. We took a lot of extra time and care this time to make sure that we furthered our music, that we didn't stay in one spot, not to make the same record that Slippery was and that New Jersey was. It was important to take that time off after that.
We were, as a band, down in St. Thomas last October. We went down there, just the five of us, after a lot of the changes have gone on and the redefining of our goals.
We had like a band kind of thing. We all got together and
band bonding.
We bonded as a band, you know, around the pool.
I told my friends at home, I said, listen, if I'm back before the weekend, that's not good. But we stayed in one house on this little island, and the idea was that we would just start to become a rock and roll band again without the quote-unquote machine around.
We also went out to a couple of clubs there, and we jammed, which was really fun, you know, like on somebody else's instruments, just went up and jammed, and it felt good to be back.
We realized it was like starting all over again, you know, and it just says that the energy there is unlike anything that we've had in years. It's a very personal song. It's something about a man who's coming to terms with who he is and where he is right now, and it's evident even in the video, the emotion that I put across on the song Bed of Roses. With the video, we went back to what we know best. We went back to a guy named Wayne Isham.
Wayne Isham, he's a nut. Because he put me on this mountain, 7,000 feet up, and it was freezing, man. The first night we went up there was about 10 below, and with the wind chill, it was 52 below. There was a 35-mile-an-hour wind up there, and once they put me up there and the sun went down, they tried to land the helicopter twice, and it couldn't land. So I had the safety stunt coordinator guy with me because I'm up on this, you know, this little rock that's about 7,000 feet up. And he goes, well, we can't land the helicopter, so it's gonna go down to 80 below tonight, so we might have to rappel down the mountain, you know. And I said, you know, screw that, just get it close. And we kind of jumped in and escaped death. It was pretty dangerous.
In These Arms, it's something that was written last for the record. It was almost a fluke the way we came up with finishing that song.
It began as one song called Water into Wine, and the verses were great and the chorus wasn't great, and I had a ballad that was called In These Arms Tonight, and John and I finished the chorus and we put them together like a tuna fish sandwich kind of, and it worked out.
It's been one that everyone's loved and, you know, absolutely insisted that it's on the album. It's a psychotic view of a love song. It's when love becomes so uncontrollable and, more importantly, so undeniable.
Psycho in love with
you can't get close enough to that person without having actually given birth to him.
The girl's mother.
It's a relationship that has gone haywire.
A psycho lyric.
We just went over the edge with it. We did a video exclusively for this package.
It's probably one of the heavier songs.
To give back something to the fans that they would never really see on their MTV. Touring with this band is what it's all about, what it's always been about. You know, when we get out there live, we're as good as anyone. You know, we've always been a live act. What I've always said is we've been a bar band that just plays big bars.
Playing live is an addiction for me, personally. I mean, there's many addictions in the music business for me. Songwriting and then having it blossom into a great song with the band and recording it and having it come out good and then playing it for people on the live level, and you see people actually react to it immediately. It's very, 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 very cool.
Sleep When I'm Dead is going to become our national anthem.
But the song was kind of written about kind of an adage that we feel about ourselves. It's kind of like a theme song because we work so hard, especially John, Sleep When I'm Dead. It's always, Come on, add 70 more shows? Yeah, no problem, we'll do it. You know, we'll sleep when we're dead.
If that wasn't a song written for the bar room, nothing was. It was really a tongue-in-cheek view of life in Bon Jovi. We have spent the last almost 10 years living out of suitcases, and the attitude was such that if I close my eyes, I'm going to miss a trick. I hope no one thinks we've gone too far. We got to understand something that, you know, change is really what it's all about.
You know, it's Bon Jovi in the 90s. It's something new.
Well, the soul of Bon Jovi is certainly in a dedication. Dedication to our music, dedication to our fans, dedication to rock and roll.
Now we could bring it back and flavor it a little bit differently and get that fire back.
I mean, there's also a dedication to having a good time. That's important, you know. I mean, rock and roll is still supposed to be fun.
It's a long road, you know. I'm not going anywhere. You want to come along? It's gonna be a hell of a trip. Unplugged is a funny thing because MTV has actually given us credit for starting the Unplugged series, and it was on the award show in 1989 when we were asked to perform. We didn't really know what to do or how to go about doing it, because when you look in the front row, there's all your peers, other artists and other bands, and it's going to be difficult to entertain them in a way in 5 minutes that's going to get them standing on their feet and clapping their hands. So I thought what would be best would be get the songs back to their origin, get them back down to 2 acoustic guitars and 2 guys singing. And even that afternoon, as Richie and I sat there on that stage, we couldn't decide what song to play, if it was going to be Living on a Prayer, if it was going to be Wanted Dead or Alive. And we asked the ushers who were putting all the seats down and putting the programs on the seats, what do you want to hear? And we played both of them, and honest to goodness, it was half one and half the other, and Dick Clark, who produced the show, said play them both. And that, we didn't realize how big it was. It started the Unplugged series. And now years later, we come back around and we played our version of not so much of just an Unplugged, but an intimate situation where you were invited more to a Bon Jovi rehearsal.